Welcome to the loading screen where we know exactly what we're doing.
Your taste sucks. That movie was bad.
I like it.
Anyway. Five. There you go. Yeah, we're back.
You might have to refer to me as Captain, Alex.
You can hear that? You hear that? Well, ready?
This is the move Sony was making yesterday when they dropped the
hands are getting
freaking
warm.
news.
Heads are warm. Heads are warm. Yeah. Ill. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yes. Man. We're gonna jump right into it. This is Loading Screen. I'm Dre. That's Alex. This is a zip chair. That's Mike and Ike's. They love us.
This is
we
a
love
zip
them.
chair.
Let's get into it. All right. Let's just get into it. We've got a lot of news. Not only did we get the PlayStation 5 showcase that went down yesterday, I was hella late. Shout outs to Lane Maps. Thank you for the baby Dre. Yeah, I know, bro. I don't have a beard. It strikes me every time. Wow. Okay. I didn't know where you were going with that sanitizer.
I'm cleaning my hands because of the filth that Sony dropped on us yesterday.
We got the press conference, or the announcement, and not only did we get that from Sony, but we finally also got some talks for the 3080. We got some benchmarks to talk about, the performance, all that good stuff. So we're gonna be, this is gonna be like a long two-parter of an episode. So I'm actually leaving it up to Alex right now as to where we need to drop in. Where are we feeling? Are we dropping in 3080 or are we dropping in PlayStation 5? We gotta know where we dropping, boys.
The community knows that you and I have our sights on the 3090. So let's jump into the PS5 because I think that's the elephant in the room, in my opinion.
Absolutely. All right. So PS5, I think it was like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon for us, or 4. Yeah. Ironically, I was literally going to go work out at that time, and I was like, "Oh, it's happening now." That sucks. Oh, also, yeah, Nintendo Mini Direct happened literally this morning.
I didn't even see it.
I got to see a little bit of it. Nothing. I don't think there's anything else. I'm actually waiting on my assistant. Assistant, is there anything else from the Mini Direct that's happening today, or was that just it? What we saw? Okay. I'm getting a confirmation. Supposedly that's it. She's done her research. Well,
32 minutes ago. Let me skim through this.
Yeah,
shit.
I'll see if I can bring it up in a little bit. But regardless, let's just stick on the PS5 until we get
done.
It. So the showcase went down. We've got everything that we basically wanted to hear. So we've got games, of course. We had some new games announced. We had some more footage from certain games. We've got a price.
You were right on the head, bro.
We've got yes.
You hit the nail on the head.
I kind of was thinking about getting the clip from Tuesday and be like, Sony needs to come out $100 more. It could be Sony needs to be the same amount. The PlayStation needs to be the same amount at the high end as the Series X, and even if the digital version is $100 more, but it's still the same machine.
Dude,
that would be the right step. And then I was like,
it works for Sony.
And then I was like, yo. Not only do they need to do that, they need to come out with a banger, something exclusive, like a Final Fantasy.
Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang. that meme. Oh, that good stuff. Yeah. So got that on the head. So impressions right off the rip before we get into the nitty gritty. Like, how you feeling? Was it a yes or a no for the
Sony, for PlayStation 5 for the showcase? You know what? I went into the showcase saying I'm not going to get a PS5 at launch. I'm not going to bother pre-ordering it because I got the 3090 and all that. I came out of the showcase pre-ordering a PS5.
Yep. Actually, Alex is one of the few out there. He actually does have a pre-order confirmation code.
I got it.
For those that are looking to buy, he will be posting it up on eBay later.
Yes, and charging interest nonetheless.
That extra holiday, what is it, interest that's coming up. But yeah, overall, I think the showcase was awesome. We had the information we needed. It was what we needed to see. A lot of people. There was still a lot of things that were up in the air. even with certain communities like fighting games and stuff, you know, we didn't know if the damn PlayStation was even gonna have more than the 2 USBs that were in the front, right? That was gonna cause a real issue for anyone that plays, you know, with fight sticks, controllers, all that good stuff. I don't Tango. I don't know who's here from Russia. I'm assuming everyone here is from Russia. Shout out to the chat in Twitch.
This is a Russia-only podcast.
Yeah, sir. So like I said, we got to see some pretty sick games. But we're about to jump into which ones we like. But let's just go into the specs or the details. So 2 models, of course, digital version, and then the top tier version or the regular version.
Yep.
$499 for the top end. On the high end side, I'm actually gonna put a little footage up.
I wouldn't even say high end for the disc model.
Excuse me, the disc model.
The
yes,
fucking disc model.
It's $499, so it matches the Xbox Series X. $399 for the all digital version. No, I kind of still put an asterisk there. I know it hasn't been confirmed. It hasn't been technically fully confirmed, but the digital version seems like it really is just a man. I am really buffering. Either my internet is going down. Okay, thank you. The digital version should have the same horsepower. It should be the exact same machine, just no CD drive, which is fine. But part of me feels like that's not correct, because if all they did was take out a drive, I doubt that brought their cost down to the extra $100. I don't know. Maybe.
So no, I mean, I think you were right on the head.
Maybe.
Like when we were first talking about pricing, remember you said you were like, yeah, like a disc drive is probably about like a 4K Blu-ray player is probably about like 100, 150,
$80 to 100 or something like that. Yeah.
I mean,
and they make the damn
I don't know.
thing, so it's different with them. So their cost is definitely different from what a consumer would be. But regardless, that was big. The release dates for PS5. That's also a really big deal. So November 12th is when it's dropping to all major territories. All others, I think, are getting it the 14th or the 16th or something like that. That's.
Michelle Obama is announcing the PS5.
Oh snap! Also, make sure to go out and vote. Make sure to go out.
Yeah, go vote.
19th. Right? Did I have that right? No, 12th. Wait. Oh yeah, it is the 19th. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then all the rest of the world on the 19th. So it's hitting U.S., Japan, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand.
PlayStation console exclusive, also available on PC. That makes no sense, but it's just a later release date, I think.
Yeah.
What were your overall impressions, dude?
All right, so.
Oh, you about to drop some knowledge. Whenever Dre sighs, knowledge.
Because I get hype. You get. It's real easy to get, put into the hype of it, and then afterwards, kind of like let it settle. Right, buying into the hype is usually always a bad idea. So I've been buying into the hype like crazy. I'm all for it. But then I really sat down after the show because I was like, yeah, this is some great, like Spider-Man, all that stuff, like look great. Yo, check it out, Puerto Rican flags. Oh, my people, can't wait. Dude, I'm super stoked. So after it kind of was done, it all died down. I was like, all right, what did I really look? What did I really see? I got to see some awesome gameplay for Spider-Man. Got to see a Final Fantasy, which right now is so up in the air as to what it is story wise. It's got the
I can't wait to talk about that.
It's got the usual check boxes. We had other interesting titles like FNAF, and another Five Nights at Freddy's is happening. Let me see what else dropped. The Demon Souls, longer gameplay trailer was awesome. Some of the more independent games that were shown there were great. And then of course the God of War at the end teaser was like, can't wait. But that's the pipeline. That's like what's coming down the line. That's not what launch is. If we look at what launch actually will have, which I have right here, confirmed launch titles, of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Astro's Playroom, Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars. Oh yeah, Devil May Cry 5 has a special edition. I'm a big DMC fan, so it was actually really awesome to see that. Basically, it's DLC. It's just overall the top DLC.
Okay.
Miles Morales, of course, Sackboy, and Fortnite. Those are launch titles. That's just launch titles.
You ready for this?
Day one.
You know, people be hating on the Xbox for like, oh, no launch titles. There's one launch title here that's exclusive, or two.
What's
right?
the two? It's Spider-Man.
Marvel's Devil May Cry.
Is it?
I
Devil
mean,
May
like,
Cry 5 special edition is no. I don't think it would be. No, it's not exclusive because on the PC, from what I hear, you can you just buy the expansion on the PC and you get that version.
What the fuck, dude?
So in terms of exclusives, not too crazy. I think Demon Souls was. I could be incorrect there, but of course, Marvel Spider-Man, Sackboy Big Adventure. That's like, you know, IP specific. But the other part to that, of course, is the support of the PlayStation Plus collections that you're gonna get. So these are a slew of games that you'll actually have access to. They're from the PS4 era. They're bringing it over compatibility-wise into PS5, but you get it with the program of the PlayStation Plus for free.
Yeah,
which is kind of bonkers. Like, some of these are extreme bangers. They're supposed to celebrate big moments for the PlayStation 4 that they want to bring over to PS5. So of course you have your Battlefields, you have your Arkham Knights, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, of course, Infamous Second Son, Last Guardian, Last of Us, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat
Persona
X.
5 I like because I want to play that.
Yeah, Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Uncharted 4, and of course Until Dawn. All of those are actually extremely good games. Have some sort of link with, like, you know, their sequels that are coming on the PlayStation 5, because we got to see more footage of things like Resident Evil 8 Village, which was awesome. Not as much as I wanted to. To be honest, it was kind of bittersweet by the end. I was like, finally, we've got our price, we've got our release date, but I was like, maybe if it was an extra week ago, like it was a little earlier, I'd be even more hype. I might be still have residual hypes, but I'm kind of like, all right, that's chill. So I actually have kind of reserved my reservation. Like, I know it sounds weird, but I'm not actually gonna go out and really worry about reserving a console on day one. There's nothing here that is killing me, even though I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I can't wait to play that game because I just played the PS4 version earlier this year. I think it was in January or something like that.
And you loved it, right?
Oh yeah. There hasn't been web swinging mechanics like that since like Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game, on PlayStation 2, and that's like, that was the bar. If you can't beat that game, like your Spider-Man game already fails because we already had the best web swinging ever. This one was the first one that did it in such a degree. So with that, we have, of course, the other games that are going to be launching around the time, around the time of the console as well. Out of the ones, of course, you know, we forgot Black Ops Cold War. You know, that's dropping on console as well. Marvel's Avengers is getting a port. Oddworld, I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see Oddworld. That hits home for me, especially in the PS1 days, very, very early on. I remember that was one of my earliest interactions playing that console. Observer System Redux, which I didn't even know was actually coming to consoles. That's pretty sick. I am like literally at the end of the original one, and since they've announced the new trailer, there's clearly new missions, new things to do, so I'm pretty stoked that that's actually going to be on console. I wonder if they're going to give it any kind of, well, it's on PS5, so there's no like confirmed VR for 5.
Right.
I don't know if PlayStation VR is going to like really continue on, but Watch Dogs Legion, and of course Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. A lot of good games that are coming around in, you know, at post launch still. They have some solid ones at launch, but like I said, not really a big deal. Like, you know, my PlayStation 4 Pro is chilling nice right now, outside of Spider-Man and Devil May Cry, but I got a PC for that.
I'm torn right now, man. I'm
torn
because now that it's actually a thing, right? Like, now you can see what they're launching with. I'll be honest with you, man. There's nothing at launch for the PS5 that makes me want the PS5 ASAP, right? Other than just wanting to have the latest thing, right? I pre-ordered it because why the hell not? And then like now that I pre-ordered, I'm like,
Alex is trying to pay off his 3090 already, so he's trying to pre-order PlayStation 5. He's gonna sell it for like 2 G's, and then he's like, "Aha! I got my video card."
So like this morning, I looked on.
This is a smart man right here. This is a smart man.
This morning, I'm like, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll sell the pre-order. But I'm just like, I'm like thinking to myself, like, I don't really need it. And this whole console wars thing, the whole console wars thing is bullshit. You know why? Hot take. Because everybody's hating on Xbox for not launching with titles. Look at PS5, bro. Okay, you're going to play a 60-hour Spider-Man game. Awesome. Honestly, the value is in Xbox. In my opinion, the value is in Xbox because you get the Xbox Game Pass, which has hundreds of more games than the freaking PS4 subscription service, and you're getting EA games included in that service, and you finance the console over the course of this, and you get all that shit for free. Xbox is doing it, but regardless, of course, I haven't had a PS. So let's turn down.
Also, Cyberpunk, but it's on the Cyberpunk's PC.
Yeah. But like again, here's the thing: like all those games you can play on PC. Like I heard my one buddy sent me an article that said that retailers are saying they're not going to have, now that pre-orders are out, they're not going to have PS5 stock until the end of 2021. Okay, so then that brings up the question: can I wait till the end of 2021 to get a PS5? Probably. And like the 3090s coming out, or excuse me, the new RTX series, like we've been talking about the last few weeks and episodes, that's coming out. Will you get more? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you have to choose. Are you a console gamer or a PC gamer right now? Like, I mean, obviously you can have it all, but like, if you're really like, you don't really need the next gen consoles right now. Put that money toward a PC or something.
Yeah, it's tricky. So, like I said earlier, PlayStation. Oh yeah, by the way, like Harry Potter MMO.
Dude, can't freaking wait for that.
Who would have guessed? Did not see that one coming. So once again, launch titles PS5, right? It's Spider-Man, Astro's Playroom, Destruction All Stars, Sackboy, and that's like kind of like there's additional titles on the pipeline, obviously. But looking at, let's see, Xbox. I'm gonna keep it 100. If Halo was on time, I think Xbox would have won. Halo being delayed, kind of a big freaking deal.
Isn't that crazy?
That would have been the #1 system seller this year, was because of Halo. Like, that's how detrimental that game being delayed is. Of course, they have other exclusive games, your Fables, State of Decay 3, your Forzas, Everwild, and Avowed from Obsidian Entertainment, but it's the Game Pass, like you said. The Game Pass Ultimate Service is like kind of a really big value orientation there, but you got to think of the consumer, like, it's tough. Liberty Mutual, please help me out here. I really need to get YouTube Red and get rid of these ads. Like I think I have to put in what's it called, a proposal to the company. Be like, can I get YouTube Red? Write it off of my taxes or something. Seriously.
Yeah. Right, seriously.
So yeah, it's tough. I think PlayStation may win out a little bit, but you still have the argument that Xbox Series X specs are better. There's a better value because there's a better value because it's like, $299 versus $399 is about like, what are you trying to burn? But then it's like the pipeline after that. Like, all right, what are the games you're trying to play? Unless you're a baller and you're like, I'm gonna get both, and then it's like, yo, do you, boo boo? It's all good. But it's tricky. But from what I'm seeing here, I'm just looking at like not rules. I'm just looking at like, on paper, we're saying in terms of pricing, it's tied. I think it's tied because Xbox has a lower price on Series S, but it's a less powerful machine. In terms of specs, the Xbox does win that. Exclusive games, I'm hearing that PlayStation wins for now. Hence the Halo and such. The Halo effect is still somewhere in there. Controllers, I'm seeing PlayStation 5. Aesthetics, PlayStation 5. That's like apparently the verdict right now. This is, of course, just a single list and a laundry list that is the internet and opinions. It's all subjective, so don't take all this to to heart. But yeah, I know Alex. Yeah, I realized Alex echoed like at some point. I don't know what it is, but I definitely heard you. Yeah, I heard you echo at some point. I thought it was
maybe I need more soundproofing.
I'm definitely hearing it somewhere, but we'll get that fixed up for you guys. But regardless, so PS5 overall, it was a good showing. I felt like it should have, if it was an extra week or so ago, would have hit home a little bit harder. But overall, I think it's done very well. The Xbox definitely is coming in strong. But right now, guess what? We're all winners. Because if you game, we're all winning this. Because we're all gonna save a little bit of. Oh my God.
How's that echo now, baby?
It's actually really good now. So there you go. I think you need a helmet. I think we just figured out a new patent pending streamer helmet to actually lower the cost of.
It's called
good sound.
The sound hat.
Yeah, very very.
Put a beer right here.
There you go. Perfect. We'll go sell it to Razer for like $1 million. Easy. Regardless, so the console wars will rage on. We are gonna be in the midst of it. That's not the only thing that has come through. Of course, the RTX 3080 is, well, first of all, I'm just going to put it out there. The 3080 is out this morning.
Damn, you're letting them, dude, you're giving them our secrets, bro.
Yeah. Hey, this is for everyone. So in case you haven't checked, nowinstock.net is a site that lets you actually check out the stock for various different retailers for a specific item. So in case you want to keep this open, and when something changes, you can actually go and click right into it. It does update every minute. It's pretty dope. As you can tell, these are all the listings for 3080s, and they're gone, except on eBay. You can buy it on eBay. Let's see what eBay has. Get a 3080 for $5,000. Yeah, that's insane. Actually, hold up. This 3090 RTX. Wait, what? This 3080 RTX for $2,000. This computer actually could be worth it. With a 3950, this is actually a really good price. Sorry. I know I'm kind of
drop a bid in there, baby. No.
No, you can buy it now for 2 Gs.
They sold out in 30 seconds. My one friend got one. 3080. By the way, True Luigi, thank you for the sub, brother. Appreciate it. And everybody in chat, welcome everybody in Twitch chat. Good to have you guys around.
Appreciate it, guys. But yeah, 3080s are out, and they're quite literally out. You're going to have to hope for something to come on through. The 3090s will be coming up next, but let's just stick to the 3080s real quick. Kind of want to show some benchmarks. So one of the big things, of course, NVIDIA has pushed out. 3080s are said to have twice the performance of a 2080 Ti. Just looking at benchmarks that are out there in the wild. This is just, once again, one of many. This is PC Gamer.
Yep.
But then there's other also reputable sites and YouTuber review sites and such that will give you numbers. The methodology between how they test is going to be slightly different. But if you just look at the numbers, this is, remember, Founders Edition. This isn't any aftermarket cooling solutions, anything from EVGA or any of those, aftermarket cards that might have a little bit of juice, a little bit of custom PCBs going, a little extra power delivery to give that extra frame or two. This is straight Founders. This is just coming from NVIDIA. Technically, it's like their own version of an aftermarket card, but we're looking at, this is 1080p performance. Everything is on Ultra. Everything is cranked up. Several different games. We have, of course, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
It looks like.
I think RTX is on. I think it's safe to say now RTX, you can turn it on and not worry too hard about your frames. So we're looking at 103 frames on average versus the 2080 Ti Founders Edition at 84. That is about a 25 to 30%. I think it's about 30% to 32% increase in performance, which is really good. But whenever you're looking at these kinds of charts, the main thing you also should look at is this right here. Like, I know the bigger number is important, 103, really big number. The ones in black though, the minimums, that is where you'll see some good value, because if your minimum threshold for frames is still higher, and in some cases you'll see here is better than or as close to the maximum. If you can see, Civilization 6, 239 frames average. If you looked at it, the average for a 2080 Ti is 206. But the minimums on an RTX 3080 is 194, almost hitting the average. That is a hell of an improvement. So you have to be real cognizant of that. It isn't always about just the average frame rate. It's about your minimums as well. And also it's the thing you'll notice more is the thresholds that you're gonna start seeing in terms of frame rates are now starting to hit, depending on your monitor. Like before, some of these games were maybe just barely hitting 120 or something like that. Like Horizon Zero Dawn here on ultimate quality on the 2080 Ti, 125 average. Still really good. Absolutely a great experience. I'm not taking that away from it. But when you start hitting 120s to your 240s, then it's like you can justify a 240 hertz monitor. You can get a little bit more out of it. A little bit more of a return. Not everyone's gonna see a difference. It's like trying to see a difference between 80 and 90 frames a second on a monitor or something like that. It's a little tough at times, but yeah, overall improvements, once again, well within the 30%. 108 for 2080 Ti on average, 135 now on Metro Exodus. That is clearly a 30% increase right there. Still far from the 2x performance that they were boasting. They were already gonna kill it. Why say 2x and then not come out with it? I feel it's a bit of a stumble for them, but right now it's showing out to be really good. But the real kicker, of course, is we have, of course, 1440p. But I want to take a look at just the high end. Let's look at the 4K performance, because this is an 8K card, so it should handle 4K, right? In theory. So this is what I mean by the thresholds we're finally getting to. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 4K on Ultra. We're just now cracking 66 frames on average, with 40 frame minimums versus the 2080 Ti's 52 frame average. So it wasn't even hitting that 60 frame threshold.
Which is insane.
With 38, yes.
Yeah. And
we're talking top end card.
Are you let down?
$700 more price tag. Not really. This is I think, remember, this is on Ultra, so this is max out.
At 4K as well.
At 4K, exactly. Even when the 2080 Ti was being pushed, we could tell that it was a 30 frames per second at ultra kind of experience. It wasn't the golden 60 frames that you want to hit, right? So I knew it was gonna wait another generation before we got to that point.
These new consoles are promising 120 frames at 4K.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why it's very intriguing to see if it's the truth. Is it really a 1440p image that's upscaled? We're already seeing that, the Xbox Series S is going to have 4K upscaling. That's not the same thing as actual native 4K. So we'll see. Let me see. Another one that kind of stuck out to me, I believe it was Horizon Zero Dawn. Those numbers are ridiculous. Like 77 average, great, that's awesome. But the minimums, like again, look at the minimums. Pretty wild. 66 minimum versus a 46 at a 2080 Ti. Remember, a $700 plus more card than what you would pay now for a 3080 is looking just insanely awesome.
And a lot of this is how, obviously you're seeing varying numbers a lot, and a lot of it is how optimized the game itself is.
That too.
The card can only do so much, but I think one of the reasons we're seeing such different varying numbers with 4K, Ultra, whatever, is because a lot of the games, like I said, it's a matter of how much they optimize their game. Flight Simulator, you can be playing on, the highest end card.
You can play Flight Simulator at 60 plus frames on a 3080 at ultra everything.
Yeah,
at 4K,
which is tough. But they just put out an update yesterday actually, where it's showing like on average 15 to 20 more frames per second. So that's a direct result of the developer doing something to optimize it.
So and with that, it's showing off really well. It is a monster for the value is really good. It still is a sting to those that have a 2080 Ti that within the last year bought one or kind of made an upgrade. You could have saved yourself quite a bit of change. But unfortunately, it's kind of like, to me, I think that was NVIDIA's plan. They had no competition. Like right now AMD is not a competition for them. And if you don't have competition, you can do whatever you want, like straight up. Like NVIDIA can price these cards to whatever they want, and it's like, well, where else are you gonna get this kind of performance, right? Like who's doing it? It ain't AMD,
right?
As far as we know. So remember, AMD is yet to now, October 28th, the big announcement for, Big Navi is supposed to drop. They're already killing it with the, on the CPU side. Zen 3 architecture is on the way. AMD is poised to come out. PlayStation 5 came out. They did their thing. They answered Xbox and Microsoft, doing pretty well. Now it's AMD's time to shine. Like, they need to come out with, like, a super crazy value price, which is already kind of tough because NVIDIA's like, I wonder if, their pricing was a move to help undercut them from the rip to put them in even worse position. They fired first, so it's like, well, hey, look at that. $500. Like, what are you going to do about that? And if you go $300, you're going to be selling it at such a loss that, like, how are you going to recover that money? It's gonna be a very interesting time. So AMD right now is the only one to show up or show out kind of deal. Like I said, I'm confident with the CPU. But it's the GPU side that right now they've been lackluster in. They've been trailing behind. I'm hoping our DNA 2 will be what Radeon was supposed to be, a couple years back. But we can only wait and see right now. So it is just a waiting game still. Regardless, we have made it through the day. Wednesday was packed, man. Wednesday was ridiculous.
Wednesday was packed, which brings me to my next point. Next week, I want to dive into the games that we saw. We talked about a lot of hardware and pricing and all that shit today. I want to dive into the games that we saw in the conference itself. And, obviously anything else we find out over the weekend, but definitely want to dive into the games that we saw because I'm very excited for the Final Fantasy game because Yoshi P is the producer on that. So
he is, cool. And the battle director from Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma from Capcom has just been hired over to Square Enix, so he's going to be involved with that. You can already see the tellings in the gameplay, but we'll do a deep dive of it next week, of course, when we dissect our favorite games from it. Until then, guys, loading is complete. You are set and ready to make your purchase as soon as something ends up being on stock, whether that be the PlayStation or the 3080. Shout outs to, of course, ZipChair and Mike and Ike for supporting the show and all our other content that we do here on the NSG channel. If you liked what you saw, make sure to hit the follow button on Twitch and make sure to follow us on Twitter at NERDSC Gamers. Also, if you didn't see the announcement for the block, go follow us and check out the Twitter there because the video is live and I'm getting nothing but DMs.
Speaking of the video.
Yeah, nice video. Thanks. Is there jobs to I'm hyped. Usually hype is what I hear, but some people are just like, yo, you got any jobs
get the text,
coming?
hey, yo, you guys hiring?
Yeah, you guys hiring? Yeah. I don't know. Go send your res. We'll see what's up. Me and Alex will review it. Anyway, guys, make sure to once again to follow us there. You can follow me at CrashTagVS here. Follow Alex at Sir Scrallix. All love. We'll be live once again next Tuesday to talk about the games more specifically, get a little more in-depth dive once we marinate on it, and hopefully any new announcements come through on the weekend. So, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Much appreciated. We'll see you guys 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for chilling, y'all.
Peace.
See you later.